করার জন্য তাকে ডাক ও টেলিযোগাযোগ বিভাগের পক্ষ থেকে জানাই অশেষ ধন্যবাদ।
The Honorable ICT Affairs Advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister, His Excellency Shajib Ahmed Wajid, made remarkable contributions in Digital Bangladesh program under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to fulfill all the visions of Shonar Bangla, which was the dream of Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman.
সুধীবৃন্দ, আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি প্রধান অতিথি প্রধানমন্ত্রীর তথ্য যোগাযোগ প্রযুক্তি বিষয়ক মাননীয় উপদেষ্টা সজীব আহমেদ জয়কে তার বক্তব্য প্রদানের জন্য।
Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Guest of the ceremony, Honorable Prime Minister's ICT Affairs Honorable Advisor, His Excellency Shajib Ahmed Wajid.
Assalamu alaikum. উপস্থিত আমাদের বিশেষ প্রধান আমাদের মাননীয় মন্ত্রী মোস্তফা জব্বার সাহেব, উপস্থিত আমাদের মাননীয় সংসদীয় কমিটির চেয়ারম্যান, হুয়াওয়ের বাংলাদেশের সিইও এবং আমাদের ডাক ও টেলিযোগাযোগ বিভাগের সচিব, উপস্থিত মন্ত্রীবর্গ, সংসদ সদস্য, বিদেশি গেস্ট, আপনাদের সকলকেই আমার শুভেচ্ছা। এই 2020 সালের জানুয়ারিতে শুরুতেই আমি স্মরণ করছি সর্বকালের সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠ বাঙালি জাতির জনক বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান। আজ থেকে প্রায় 100 বছর আগে বঙ্গবন্ধুর জন্ম যদি না হতো, আজকে বাংলাদেশ হতো না। আমরা স্বাধীন বাংলায় আজকে এই ডিজিটাল বাংলাদেশ মেলা করতে পারতাম না। আজকে এই যে উন্নয়নশীল বাংলাদেশ, উন্নয়নের বাংলাদেশ, এই বাংলাদেশ হতো না। আজকে যে সোনার বাংলা যেটা বাস্তব হয়েছে, এই সোনার বাংলা বাস্তব হতো না। আজকে যে ডিজিটাল বাংলাদেশ যেটা নিয়ে আমরা এত আলোচনা করছি, সেই ডিজিটাল বাংলাদেশ কোনো মতেই হতো না। যেহেতু আজকের অনুষ্ঠান আমাদের একটি আন্তর্জাতিক অনুষ্ঠান, এখানে অনেক আন্তর্জাতিক মেহমান আছে, তার জন্য আমি আমার বক্তব্য ইংলিশেই দেব। I would like to welcome all our international guests to Bangladesh for our Digital Bangladesh Mela. As you know, 11 years ago, we started on this journey of Digital Bangladesh. As you have heard from our previous speakers, tremendous progress has been made. Every time that I learn about the new things that are being developed in the technology sector in Bangladesh, I myself am amazed. 10 years ago, if you had told me that we would have IT companies in Bangladesh working on artificial intelligence, robotics, I would not have believed you. It would have seemed impossible. Today, no one considers that impossible. Today, it is a reality. 10 years ago, internet connectivity in Bangladesh was almost non-existent. We were far behind the rest of the world in terms of network deployment. Even though it was our Awami League government which in our first term in 1996, we opened up the mobile telephony sector and brought in the existing companies that you have providing service. We gave them all the advantages, free spectrum for almost 20 years, and they deployed a very large network with almost 100% coverage throughout Bangladesh. However, in terms of data connectivity, we were still far behind. Internet in Bangladesh 11 years ago was one of the most expensive in the world. And due to that, we had no technology sector to speak of. Our Awami League government, we made it a priority. Digital Bangladesh was one of our visions, one of our promises. And so we set about to solve the problems that the country was facing in growing in the digital sector. Connectivity was one of those critical issues. We, in partnership with the private sector, we rolled out fiber throughout the country to where now, out of 4,500 unions, we have optical fiber to over 3,000, almost 3,500 at present, and with the goal of having optical fiber connectivity to all unions in Bangladesh by the year 2021. 11 years ago, we barely had 2G connectivity in Bangladesh. It was mostly 1G. We were far behind the rest of the world. Our Awami League government came in. We took the initiative to work with the private sector using various incentives to roll out. We conducted a 3G spectrum auction, and then within 5 years, we progressed to 4G. While we were far behind in 3G deployment, we began 3G deployment while the rest of the world was deploying 4G. We caught up within 5 years and deployed 4G. With regards to 5G, which has been the hot topic and which has been one of the focus of our Digital Bangladesh Mela, Bangladesh intends to not be behind. We will roll out 5G along with the rest of the world. As you have heard, some of the progress here, again, could not have been imagined 10 years ago. 10, 11 years ago, all mobile phones in Bangladesh were imported. In fact, one of the problems that we solved, one of the challenges that the mobile operators had, and one of the reasons why they were not deploying 3G and 4G was because the demand was not there. The user base was not there. 3G phones were not available in Bangladesh. There was no fiber optic backbone. So our Awami League government, the way we proceeded was to look at each problem. We wanted that if we had to make something a reality, we had to find a solution to the problem, and by solving the problem, we could help the country progress. We couldn't just force the issue. So what was the problem of data usage? The problem was a lack of 3G user base. So one of the key things we started doing and we started looking at was producing mobile phones in Bangladesh so that we could provide them at a low cost, so that everybody in Bangladesh could afford to buy a mobile phone. As you have heard from our Honorable Minister, where at one time we used to import 30 million mobile phones a year, today 20 million of those mobile phones are produced in Bangladesh. We started working on producing smartphones within Bangladesh because for 4G you needed smartphones, and foreign smartphones were expensive. So again, working with the industry, working in partnership with the industry, we looked at what were the impediments to producing 4G smartphones within Bangladesh, and we identified several areas. We removed those barriers, and today not only are we producing smartphones to meet Bangladesh's demand, we are now, as you have heard from our minister, exporting smartphones to the rest of the world, and not just to the rest of the world, to the richest country in the world, the United States of America. It makes me very proud to learn that. And there is one other fact that I learned about those smartphones that are being produced and exported. The quality of the product of the smartphones that, for example, Samsung is producing in Bangladesh is actually superior to the quality of the Samsung smartphones that Samsung is producing in other countries such as the Philippines. To the extent that Samsung is offering a longer exchange warranty on the smartphones being produced and exported from Bangladesh than they are from their very same phone that is being produced and exported from the Philippines. And that is why I am very hopeful. Anyone who still says that in Bangladesh something is not possible does not know Bangladesh. Today I believe anything is possible in Bangladesh. Anything. Today we have set the goal of launching 5G along with the rest of the world, and I am committed to doing so. Our Awami League government has pledged to launch 5G by the end of this term. We launched 3G in our first term, 4G in our second term. Our goal is to launch 5G in this term, and we are determined to do so. Today, the world is undergoing the fourth industrial revolution, moving from an industrial age of production, manufacturing, to a knowledge-based industry, knowledge-based products, services. Bangladesh, our goal is that Bangladesh will be a part of that. And we are already seeing that become a... 11 years ago, Bangladesh had no IT exports. Many, many years ago, I had set a target that IT services and software and IT exports would eventually exceed our garments exports. Today, on the record, officially, Bangladesh's IT exports exceed $1 billion. However, because most IT services are internet-based and the export happens over the internet and it is impossible to track the true volume, we believe that there is at least another billion or 2 billion in exports that is happening unofficially through the internet that is not being tracked. So we are actually well on our way to catching the garments industry in terms of our IT services. And I believe now that we are exporting hardware as well, mobile phones, many other IT digital hardware is being exported from technology hardware, televisions, smartphones, smart devices, electronics are starting to be exported from Bangladesh. As these exports grow, these are going to grow rapidly, they're going to grow exponentially, and I believe that within a very short term, we will cross our garments exports through technology exports. And all of this is for the benefit of the people of Bangladesh. The goal here is that the earnings from the fourth industrial revolution are on a scale much higher than the industrial revolution, and far beyond, which were far higher than the agro-based industries. And this is what will enable us to transform Bangladesh from a middle-income country into a developed country. In the past 11 years, since its independence, since 1975, Bangladesh remained a least developed country, a third world country. Our Awami League government had pledged to transform Bangladesh into a middle-income country. And within the last few years, within our previous term, we actually met all of the United Nations and World Bank criteria to graduate to a middle-income country. We are a middle-income country today, and we are just waiting for the official certification. So our goal now, we are already looking forward. Our goal is that by the year 2041, which is 21 years from now, that Bangladesh will be a developed country, and we are well on our way to become one. We have great ambition. Our vision is a Bangladesh where there is no poverty, a Bangladesh where every Bangladeshi is not only has the basics of food, shelter, and education, but is actually well-to-do, has spending power. Today, Bangladesh is already becoming one of the largest consumer markets in the world. This has been a result of our growing middle class over the last 11 years because of the success of our our Awami League government's Vision 2021. At the same time, Bangladesh is becoming one of the largest consumers of technology and data. While I see the CEOs of our telecommunications companies here, whatever volume of data is being used today, which is an exponential amount from what was used 11 years ago, in the next 5 to 10 years, this is still going to skyrocket. What we're using today is nothing compared to what we will be using in another 5 to 10 years. Every service in Bangladesh is coming online, is becoming digitized. Along with building the IT sector and the telecommunications sector, a part of Digital Bangladesh was also developing digital governance. We have been digitizing our government at a rapid pace. And we have laid the roadmap. We have a complete plan of how to achieve 100% digitization of our government. And today, Bangladesh has actually become a pioneer in digital governance. Today, while, as you know, I live in the United States, many a times I pull out my Bangladeshi national ID to show foreigners that here, this is a Bangladeshi ID. This is far more advanced than any ID in the United States of America. In fact, I have with regards to 3G, 4G, as you know, even in the United States now, they are trying to be on the leading edge of deploying 5G. I live in Washington, D.C. I live in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., just outside. And while I hear complaints about quality of service of data and connectivity in Bangladesh, in my own house in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., I do not have cell phone coverage. I am completely dependent on Wi-Fi. This is outside Washington, D.C. While in Bangladesh, I actually have multiple SIMs from 2 of the providers who shall remain unnamed. And at least one of them, I find no problem with quality whatsoever. The other needs to improve its 4G rollout. With that, I would like to thank our Telecommunications Ministry for hosting this Digital Bangladesh Mela, for inviting our foreign guests to participate. I wish our 2020 Digital Bangladesh Mela the very best of success. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu.